We'll talk about it later, but you know what? Orphan first kill. I was adopted.
Look at Rick's face.
You didn't get it? She's an orphan, got adopted. Yeah, the movie adopted me. I liked it.
Oh, you scared me. I thought you meant like you were legit adopted. I'm like, how you motherfuckers look identical? How are you fucking adopted?
No.
What's up, horror fiends? It's your boy Ricky Grimes back at it. Welcome back to Horror Fiend TV, three corners of horror. First, I'm gonna introduce to you my boy JR. What up, son?
Another sequel.
Prequel.
Was it worth it? Well, prequel, sequel, they're the same thing.
Yeah. No.
But another one where we have another part of a franchise. Is that better? Another addition to a franchise called First Kill, or just, I don't know, waited too long.
Joey!
What's up? Actually, you know what? We'll talk about it later, but you know what? Orphan first kill. I was adopted.
Look at Rick's face.
You didn't get it? She's an orphan, got adopted. Yeah, the movie adopted me. I liked it.
Oh, you scared me. I thought you meant like you were legit adopted. I'm like, how you motherfuckers look identical? How are you fucking adopted?
No.
I get it, guys. All right. Thank you for joining in. Please like the video, hit subscribe. Please support the channel. Continue following Horror Fiend TV if you haven't done so already. Instagram, Horror Fiend TV. Give us a follow. We love you guys. Thank you. And this video, we're going to be discussing, like he said, it's a prequel. It's called Orphan First Kill, streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Directed by William Brent Bell. This film stars Isabel Furman and Julia Stiles. I haven't seen her in a while, but when she does pop up, I like it. She's doing good for herself, man. I like that. Guys, we're gonna go around the room real quick. Quick initial thoughts here. What do we think about this film, Joe? What's up?
Well, I mean, for me, honestly, prequel. It's kind of a word that doesn't instill too good in horror movies. As Junior said, is it a little too late? So I went in with low expectations, but because my expectations were low, it kind of surpassed them a little bit.
GR?
No, I'm a big hater of sequels, prequels, because they tend to, take away from the franchise. But after watching it, you kind of hope that they should have went back in time and did this one first.
All right, so GR, what you thought about this twist in this film with the mother and son?
Well, I think honestly, if the twist didn't exist, this movie would have fell flat. You kind of needed this twist because after watching the first Orphan movie, the sequel to this one, we already knew what she was, and so they had to do something different. And the fact that you had the scene, spoiler, you had the scene where ESTHER basically goes after the cop who's investigating who she really is, because he has a hunch that she's not the child that, she claims to be. So the fact that you had the mother come in and finish off the cop and then sit down with her and be like, oh, so you're 30 years old. And I mean, that whole scene, I tell you what, Julia Stiles, I kind of want her to do more horror because she has she's always missed Tootie Good Shoes, but having her as a villain, I think it's a big difference. And yeah, I mean, I like the twist. Gunnar was a prick, typical rich snob, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the twist in this one.
Yeah, how about you, Joe?
Me, the twist kind of freshened up the film because I was worried that they were going to follow the same blueprint from Orphan and repeat the same thing. And so the twist and kind of I liked it. Julia Stiles as a villain, like you said, it's nice to see her play a bad guy. So that was probably a good part of the movie. And kind of I like that the hunter became the hunted. So yeah, that all of a sudden you got that turns out mom is actually kind of an evil little bitch, and she protected her evil little dick son.
Oh, I hated, yo, God. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, man. I hate this fucking guy. God damn. You know how hard it was for me to enjoy this film because of him. Like, oh God,
I don't like the spoiled rich kid.
It's not even that though. I don't like the tone. Just it went with this weird racist vibe to it, talking about the immigrants and my people or I. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, I don't like them. I didn't like them at all.
No, they went.
But the twist though for me though, I did like the twist though. The twist caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. I think the twist was well done, and it was needed. It was really, really well needed because, like I said, I hated the fucking kid, and then knowing what he did and the mother, it put more context into it. So at that point, okay, now I'm invested because now he's labeled as, even though the girl's a murderer, they're labeled as the mom and the son. They labeled them as the bad guys. In my view,
not just that, but she's like she picked this family to adopt her. And
no, did you guys think did she do that? Like, she picked a rich family.
Yeah.
No, she's a con artist.
That's what. All right, this is in my notes because it's in my. She's a con artist, but boy, was she making mistakes left and right. She can learn how to play piano, art, but she can't learn to get an American accent. Like,
no, she didn't have to do the American accent because it. Well, I guess.
But that's the first thing that the psychiatrist, the first thing she said was
yes,
yeah, and then she's inconsistent.
So I mean, like, if you're a child kidnapped at 4, and was it 5 years? 5 years that had gone by since or 5 or 4 years since she was missing.
Is that 4?
4 years. So 4 years. So maybe she was 5. I mean, you're speaking by then. So to just all of a sudden pick up, like, lose your American accent, even though you're that young, it's a little bit, implausible.
Yeah. It could go either way. Yeah, I agree. But the twist, to answer the question, I liked it. I liked it because the way I hated that the cop guy, because he was onto, even though he's the good guy, he's onto Esther.
You knew that they were
Nina?
good. You knew Esther.
But her real name, Nina, right?
Oh, Lena.
Lena. Yes.
But you knew the cop was going to come into play because when the dad showed his artwork and they showed the cop and this, I'm like, and I even told Adam.
Yes. Even before that, they showed him taking the pictures.
Yeah, I told Adam, I'm like, so when the person knocked on the door, I'm like, it's the cop.
It's the cop.
He goes, did you watch this? I'm literally watching with you now for the first time. I'm just telling you, we just saw her focus on a cop in the artwork. The cop's going to show up. And it was a little bit too. He should have showed up a little bit later.
Yeah.
It would have been great if he showed up after, Julia, or I can't remember the name of the mom. Julia. But after the.
Oh wait, no. I forgot her name. Sorry.
Oh no, it's Trisha.
Trisha. It would have been great if the cop showed up to check on things when Trisha, the son, and Lena were all going against each other. That would have been a good time, but when the cop showed up, it was kind of predictable.
The last thing I'm going to say about that part before I forget is when Esther and Gunnar got into this argument saying, I know what you did, blah blah blah, and then when she was like, oh, I'll just take it down with me or whatever, pretty much he's gonna rat her out, but she knows he killed the real Esther, and she knows where she's being killed.
The body is.
So when she's like, "Oh, what? They're gonna believe you? You're crazy." Blah 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 blah. I'll just show you what the fuck the body is. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
Or don't say it because then they're gonna take the body out. But like, come on, if I go down, trust me, you're going down. Too.
I know where your body is laid.
Yes, I know where she is.
I know.
All she had to say is, "I know where she is." That's all. That's all she had to say. Then, oh wait a minute. All right, let me just. Cause that motherfucker, I own you. God, dog, guys, I'm sorry. This guy, I hated him. Actor was good though because he made me hate him.
That was his job. He was like he killed his sister. He killed his sister, and then wasn't it that she said they were playing a silly little game?
It was an accident, I think, and
right.
They ended up killing her, but then the mother covered it up. Yeah.
So
I mean, I hope it was an accident. And
I don't think it was an accident.
no.
Fucking prick. I hate that guy. Look at his friends too. Fucking. The guy was. What's he said, Joe? Joe, I know you. When the guy was like, "What is he speaking Spanish?" Like, why gotta be Spanish for? Come on.
Always picking on us.
Anyway, Joe. So, Joe, was this a good prequel, Joe? Let's get into this third part here. As far as we touched upon it a bit, but what do you think?
I thought it was a good prequel, only in the sense because it didn't rehash, as I said earlier, or rewash the same thing they did in Orphan. So we got a different little story, and I guess it was only because towards the end, you know, you saw her being adopted, which ties it into Orphan.
Yeah, I mean, that was good. Yeah, I mean, that was expected too.
And the thing is, you know, we can talk about the elephant in the room is that, you know, Isabel, when she first played Esther, she was 12 years old. So she was able to get away with playing her so young. And for this one, unfortunately, some scenes when it was a little too close, you can, you know, Isabel is 25. You can see that she's older. Like
the actress is 25.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought she was older.
No, she's 25.
Because she felt like she was a kid in Hunting.
It's been 13 years.
So she's 25.
This movie would have been really good if you came out maybe 3 years from the original one when she still looked. Because you didn't see the prequel, did you, Rick?
No.
I mean the Orphan. You haven't seen it. So in Orphan, it played off. They didn't use any like special effects. Like when they gave you the twist,
she was an actress.
Like,
that was her. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what? Like you didn't see that coming. So here, when you watch it, you got to kind of tell yourself, okay, yes, I know what she looked like. So, you know, either you going to nitpick it and then ruin the movie for yourself or just move past that and enjoy the movie. So I did, as a prequel, I kind of liked it because, again, it didn't use the same story with her killing this whole family. It was her surviving a family and then killing them.
You're right.
And then being adopted. So, and then showing her at the end. So that's the only part that I liked. It just did not repeat the same story.
Yeah, that's a good show. I like that. How about you, Joe? How you saw it?
I gotta tell you, like the opening 10-15 minutes with the whole her in the mental hospital, I thought was freaking cool. How she was able to manipulate the other patient as a distraction.
Oh, that was cool.
And
the candy.
and the thing too is like what I kind of liked, and then when I got bummed out on it, it started off with 2 very good kills. The way she grabbed that freaking the guard and basically kept bashing the back of his head against it. That was awesome.
Let me intervene real quick. Oh, what an idiot guard, bro.
Well, he was a pervert.
How did he get a job there?
Well, I know, and he's an idiot, but he was also a pervert. I mean, because he was getting turned on with. He knows that she's an adult, but she looks like a kid.
Yeah,
that's what he was getting turned on about. Yeah. If you really know what was going on in that scene, he was, he's like, well, she's 30, but she looks 13.
But that's the funny part I was going to mention earlier. You mentioned like Isabel's 25 now, but she's still playing someone that's older than her because this character was 31. So.
Yeah, she's 5'3" now.
Yeah, no, yeah, she just, yeah. And I think me and Joe were talking about a lot of, mixture of CGI, body doubles.
Yeah, they had to.
Still, some assuming.
I think it was Julia Stiles had to wear a lot of platform shoes to make her taller for like the scenes on the hugging. And you can tell there was one specific scene that the CGI was really bad. I don't know if you guys noticed it.
Which one?
When they're in the bedroom and then she's standing on the side of the bed and she looks so little compared to the whole room. I'm like, oh, dude, somebody was wrong on the aspect on that part. Because, I know they were trying to make her look little, but she looked like a little elf or, like a little dwarf.
Even the poster behind you, Joe, like, she looks like an older person.
Old. Yeah.
And then if you look at the original Orphan cover, which is exactly the same pose with the pigtails and the little neck brace thingy, she looks like a little kid. But here, this is supposed to be beforehand, and she looks like an adult that's just short.
I was totally going to put pigtails on, but we couldn't find any black ribbon.
You should have told me. I would have did it with you, bro.
Oh, no. I totally was just like, I came out of the bathroom and I had my hair, and I'm like, should I do the Orphan ponytails? He's like, do it.
If you would have said, Rick, let's do it, I would have,
all right. Well, now we know if they do an Orphan 3.
Yeah. Gia, I'm sorry. Anything else, Gia?
No, I mean, I liked the kill scenes in this movie. I thought the kill scenes were pretty good. It shows her the extent of what she's willing to go to basically survive. I kind of felt bad when she killed. What was it? She was like a psychiatrist, right?
Yes.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah.
When she killed her, I was like, oh, gloves are off.
She fucked up
Yeah.
because when she went to talk to the guy who ran the place and asked about her, they said that the last doctor, what was it? He underestimated her.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that's why you're here. I would have been like, so, can I use your typewriter? Because I'm about to type my letter of resignation. I'm out. Like,
I would have been. Hold on. What happened to this doctor though? First of all, did he quit or what happened?
she
to
killed
this
him.
guy?
She killed
I
him.
know, but I would have been asking the guy that though.
Oh, yeah.
Because he never said that. Or did they? Did he mention? They mention he?
No,
was
she just
killed?
said he underestimated her, and
Because
that's
she
why
was
you're
like, oh,
here.
yeah. This. Why am I replacing this person?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll be honest. These two here kind of saved the movie too,
Yeah.
because they put a good performance. And as far as immigrants, remember, they portrayed themselves as a family that had a long legacy that they were willing to do anything not to ruin. So that's why she was like, the way she was. I mean, Julia Stiles was amazing in this one.
Yeah,
This
she
dude
was.
reminded me of freaking Ramsay from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
How much you hated his guts.
Oh God.
But it came off well. I mean, if we went down the same road, it would have just been such a terrible movie. I mean, it did have certain scenes. I'm like, come on, like when she stole her car and she's driving all nice and calm. I mean, you just stole a car. Take off.
Put the glasses on.
the
She lights a
glasses on.
cigarette.
One thing I
then-
hate in film, I hate it when someone takes a cigarette, puts it in their mouth, lights it, and immediately something happens and they just throw a cigarette out.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just hated that scene. I was like, oh god, here we go.
My way's a
Cops coming.
stogie.
No, but
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
think it was a good prequel. I'm not gonna say it was great. It had a lot of flaws, but yeah, it was a good prequel for the Orphan. I mean,
Yeah,
they should have did this one first. To be honest, they had to do this one first, and it's unfortunate that in
Well,
this day and age they always do prequels like 5-10 years later.
no, I mean, if they would have done this maybe 1 or 2 years after the first one, it would have pulled it off a little bit better. Is the fact that she looked older.
This
Like-
could have been rectified by just making it a sequel and not a prequel. Because even though she don't age like normal, but she's gonna get like wrinkles and she's gonna get
Yeah.
older in the face.
Her
My
face,
only
her
problem
face
was-
completely changed.
That's it. The face it does not
Junior,
look like a child.
You don't remember that? Don't you feel that her face in the first one was a little more rounder, and this one she's a little more? Yeah, she's a little more elongated.
She looks like a grown. She's grown.
Growth. It's growth.
Yeah.
So that was like, if they would have, they just 13 years to make a prequel, unless you're going to use heavy CGI.
See,
Not
I
a
think
good idea.
what
Yeah.
they should have did though is capitalize on the mental hospital. Have
That
her
would have been-
13 years later, and she's recollecting all the people that she basically screwed who adopted her. That would have been a hell of a story because it would have been her doing all flashbacks, which would have been better because you could actually maybe use somebody, younger than her at different points. But yeah, because remember, when she got arrested, she was in mental asylum, but she already committed a couple things before that. So
Yeah.
what did she commit before that? So you had this opportunity to basically grow this character 13 years later and show everything she did to eventually land in that mental hospital.
That would have been a better story. I would,
Yeah.
yes. It should have been a sequel doing it that way. Call us. Do you guys any studios watching this show? Like, we all
Yeah.
keep telling you guys how to
Like, I
improve
don't
your
know
movie.
whose idea was it to like, oh, let's just make this a prequel. Like, you just
You can't do it 13
you're
years later.
making it harder for yourself for one. You're gonna pigeonhole yourself second, and it's gonna make the ending predictable because we know she survives. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because she
Like,
gets adopted for
Yeah,
part,
and it didn't-
which is
it didn't-
for just orphan.
yeah, I agree with that. As a prequel, it worked because they did. The story worked, but again, the actress took me out of it, and nothing wrong with her performance. It's just like she does. I don't care how short you make her, she does not look like a child. She don't
And, yeah.
talk like a child. I mean, I get it. She's supposed to be like, they mention it. Oh, I mean, she's all smart all of a sudden. She never, she could barely do stick figures. Now she's doing these paintings. But yeah, that's plausible. But that's not enough to make me, like, fall into it. The whole time I was just disconnected because I was like, oh my god, this is like a short woman.
Well, and
you know,
that's
what
why
I'm saying?
if you had seen Orphan, I don't know if it helped Junior out, but for me, since I saw Orphan, watching the movie, I just certain scenes I just kept trying to help imagining what she looked like an orphan to help me realize
Yeah,
she's
but
supposed to
that's
be
the
younger.
problem. If I would have saw Orphan before this, it would have made it worse because then I
It would
be...
have, yes, but you would have.
Yeah, I
But
get
you
it, I
would have
get it.
known what she looked like when she first did the role to understand why the twist of her being a 30-year-old woman being able to pull off playing a 9-year-old was good in Orphan. This one, all of us already knew what the twist was, but
Yeah.
I had to, what is this? Suspend disbelief? Is that
Suspend your disbelief. Yes, sir.
for this one?
Yeah.
Literally, you had to do that. But because I liked Orphan,
Yeah.
and once the twist came, because I say it all the time when we talk about this, I was on my phone in the beginning a little bit. When the twist came, I'm like, wait, hold on, what?
Yeah, that's
And I
cool.
put my phone down because I'm like, okay, now you got me. Like, especially when Julia showed up and shot the cop, I'm like,
Yeah. I was when that happened, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
yeah,
Okay, what's going on? What's going on?
that's when all of a sudden the movie went, come on
And then
in.
they had the whole exposition with
Yeah.
the son, and the only character that I liked within the film, because I think everyone did a great job. But what I mean is within their characterizations in the film was the dad. I liked the dad a lot because he
Poor
felt like the
dad.
only victim in this film. Like, I felt bad for him, man.
Well, and I would have, I guess, unless anybody's saying at the end,
Go ahead.
I would have liked to the dad have survived. And
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Had a little bit, because like a little bit of the bad seed, like when now she's gonna protect the dad and kill other people. Another way you could have turned things, this into a franchise, but it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
One knock to bring up before we get into the closing thoughts here is like she's been disappeared for 4 years, right? Obviously, now it makes sense in context, knowing the film, that the fact that when Julia Stiles' character Trisha found out that she could be still alive, like your daughter's missing for 4 years. You find out she's alive, and
She did.
Sorry, you're not gonna be like, oh, this, like she's so calm. Like, no, even the dad. Like, if I find out my daughter who was missing for 4 years, they found her alive somewhere, you're gonna be hysterical. But they were so like nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
I figured there was something about the fact that she was surprised her daughter was alive. I just wasn't expecting the reason why she was surprised or hid her surprise that her daughter is still alive.
Yes, it's funny because at that time in her head, wait a minute, now I could bring my husband back. What a bitch. Just so she get a little bit of ass in the sack every now and then, she's gonna come up with
Money, dude. It's money, bro. They're money.
Come on,
it's all about money.
No, but yeah, she's the breadwinner in the family. Obviously, he married into this, and she's the one with the money. The husband.
I never thought about that.
Yes, the husband was no. Yeah, remember they said it
so
in
it's
the movie.
She's
the rich one. Yeah.
The legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I thought that she was just doing the whole "I married into money," so I'm going to make sure.
No.
Right.
It was genuine. Like, Trisha really did love her husband. It wasn't. She didn't marry him for the money because he didn't have it. She's the one that had the money, but I don't know.
Actually, honestly, that just helped the rating.
She was just horny. She was horny. She wanted she wanted him back in bed, and bringing back Esther rejuvenated him. And once she had him, then she's like, "Oh my god! Like, you're not gonna ruin this. You're not gonna ruin this. You're gonna stay playing who you are."
Remember the scene in the kitchen when she goes, "Oh, you're not. He's my husband. Oh, by the way, I'll be back. I'm gonna go f my husband.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck him."
I like that.
Well, because I thought it was a little, especially when she called that Esther had after she painted the dad. She called it doing, putting the the way she reacted.
What was that? Was the charcoal painting?
The charcoal painting. I kind of thought the way that she reacted, I'm like, it's kind of weird. She didn't react like it was gross.
Instantly, I was like, "Oh, God, she's gonna have a crush on this guy." I know.
Well, yeah. I mean, no. And she did it. Didn't she do it in Orphan also?
She did it in Orphan. That's part of her con.
That's how when they all came out was when she came on to the dad that adopted her. Was when you started realizing that she's an older person.
Guys, let's wrap this up. Closing thoughts, JR. We're gonna start with you. So, any other pros and cons you want to add in as well? Please, go for it, brother.
Pros, Julia Stiles' performance, and this dude, Gunner. Cons,
Who is Gunner? Hold on. Let's give him some credit. Let's give the guy some credit.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on. He's Matthew Finland. So Matthew Finland, yeah, you're an asshole, but you did good, bro.
No, he did.
Well, not Matthew. Not Matthew's not the asshole.
All right. Gunner.
Matthew. My brother Rick was wrong.
Matthew, thank you
did a
for
great
making
job
me hate
for
this
making Gunner an asshole.
And Julia Stiles, stick to horror. You make a great villain.
What was the movie we saw recently? Julia Stiles was in a horror movie. We reviewed it here. I believe we did, unless I was high or something. It was. Yeah. I'm like, wow, Julia Stiles is back, and she's in like in a serious role, like in horror.
Because the last horror movie I saw her in was the remake of Omen with F. Schreiber. That's the last one I remember.
But you know what it was? She wasn't the main. She was a bit player, but she was in it, and I saw her, and she was playing a serious role. Like, I'm sorry, guys.
She did good in this. She did good in this.
I digress.
My rating for this film, I'm gonna give it 3.5. It is a good prequel, edition, but like I said, 13 years too late. I like the kill scenes in it. Had some good brutal kill scenes, even when Julia Stiles' character falls off the roof and you hear the.
I love that. I love
you
that.
see all the blood splatter. But yeah, some cool.
By the way, worst hospital ever. When she got out, when she escaped us, Halloween 2. You saw what it took Michael Myers to escape? The Rob Zombie version, by the way. He had a plan that shit to get the fuck out of. Yeah. She just walked in and out like nothing, bro. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up.
No, and as a filmmaker standpoint, great lighting, good lighting in this movie. But yeah, that's all I get. 3.5. Good prequel. 13 years too late.
Joe,
it's funny because before we started, Junior's like, I have no notes. We're gonna just go. He basically took all my notes. I have notes. I literally, as he's talking, I'm like, all right, scratch.
Sorry about that.
No. This is how mind. Brothers we both like. Same mind, dude. And it's funny because my rating was lower. So here's what I have to say. What I kind of did like now, since Junior said almost everything, was right at the end when she was talking about before she's getting adopted and Esther's sitting there. For me, it was a little bit of a homage to Psycho. When he's kind of sitting there and he's talking about himself, his head, and then all of a sudden he's like, because she did that. She was all smiling. So I did kind of like a little throwback to Psycho at the end. Like Junior said, it's 13 years. It's a little bit too late. Yeah. I liked it as a prequel. It's a great story. It would have been a great story if you'd done it, like I said, 3 years after the original one. I was going to give it a 3, but until you guys had pointed out the last thing we talked about, the fact that Julia Stiles was legacy, because honestly, she scared me. Yeah. If the way she acted, I'm like,
bro, she freaked out when her expensive dress out of nowhere, mind you, got ripped.
Esther ripped it.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying, in her point of view, it just happened.
But once you start realizing the movie, though, she probably knew what had happened at that point.
If you sit back after that twist, like, wait a minute, so this whole time she fucking knew this bitch.
She's like, this bitch. Every single time she did something, she's like, all right, I.
And she played it smooth with the psychiatrist too, when she was telling her,
Yes.
Oh no, there's one scene we didn't talk about. We should mention when she made the shake. And she put the rat inside the chicken.
I'm like, once again, you gotta kill a fucking animal. Can we do 3 corners of horror video where they don't kill a poor innocent creature, man? Come on.
So, psychologists had most psychopaths have to kill an animal first before they kill a human being. So you're never gonna have a horror movie without your killer having killed an animal first. But I was gonna give it a 3. But like you said, when you guys pointed out the legacy part, which actually helped perpetuate the reason why Julia Stiles was the way she was, I kind of got it because I thought that she was trying to protect her son. But you guys just pointed out she was protecting her fucking self.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about her son. She was upset. She was upset when Esther or Lena killed her son.
Bro,
she's a great fucking villain. She did great, and like she helped the movie out. The twist was the only thing that helped this movie out. If
You
they
know
didn't
what?
have this twist and she would have killed the family,
It would have been bad.
it would have sucked.
You know,
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead. Get your thought out. I know.
What makes her a great villain is that she wasn't the type of villain that was just the mustache twirling villain. You know, she played it so like low key, and she was kind of scary. Like
she was sly.
Yeah.
She was sly about it.
She played it so subtle, and that's why Julia Stiles deserves a lot of credit because anyone else would have took that and would have, oh, I'm gonna be a bad guy. Oh my god, so they're gonna go over the top. But she still kept it grounded. At the same time, made you like, oh, I hate her.
Yeah. Which is why I love the movie.
I liked the part when she escaped, and then it was snowing, and the psychiatrist had the wipers, and it wiped the snow off, and this is right there. This is walks. I'm like, I love that. That was fucking cool.
Well, and then what you realize is that you had this whole entire thing end up happening, and then when she showed up, she ended up getting in the back of the psychiatrist's car because she kills her after the psychiatrist gets home.
Yeah.
So
that's time, right?
She scared her and disappeared, and then waited for the psychiatrist to run in, talk to the other people in there, while she got in her car, got in her trunk, and hid in there to then go home and kill her.
Crazy. It's so. How many times did the cop pull over? Oh, well, you're Esther. She's like, oh. Like, but yeah, 2.5. Overall, I think after the fact, it kind of somewhere in the middle is a bit of a lull, but it wasn't too long of a movie, so I'll forgive it for that. I was never bored or anything like that. The twist woke me up. I was all in. I was invested at that point. Excellent performances by Julia Stiles and of course Isabel Fuhrman. Oh, again, I didn't see the original Orphan.
You have to see the original one.
I think what she was given, she did a good job on. I couldn't buy her being a child, and I couldn't buy everyone else believing she was a child because I don't know if they ran out of money, but you could de-age her face a little bit. Just get rid of the wrinkles or the birthmarks or the freckles. Just make her like a child as much as possible. And it looks like all they worried about was making her short, but they didn't work on her face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, 3.5. I enjoyed it overall. I think the kills were gnarly, especially when Julia Stiles fell. That was awesome. I got so excited when Gunnar grabs the fencing equipment, right? To go after him. He puts the helmet on. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? But then he looks at the mirror,
took it off. He goes, he's like,
okay. Okay, you got us. That was good. And then, he talked shit, but he got killed quick. Yeah. I love the way she killed people with the stabbing. Oh man! I question my own stuff. Like, damn, bro. When she killed the doctor, I was like, yes, get him. He's not doing nothing wrong. He's just doing his job. You know what I'm saying? But it makes me question my own fucking morality.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm the guy that was pissed off when they killed the fucking rat. So I'm going by what I got to say about that. But.
And it's funny because I didn't realize it was a rat. I thought it was a snake.
A snake?
Hey, what the hell?
Whoa. I guess because all I saw when we saw it when she put it down the dish drain, I guess it was the tail that I saw.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a snake that she had put in there. So I didn't realize it was a rat.
I thought you meant when she was like originally like.
Oh, when she's like, I made you a drink. I'm like, I'm not drinking that.
Fucking rats got rights too, fellas. Come on.
Tune into all our shows.
All the shows. GR, what you got cooking?
Let me see. I think the next episode I'm probably gonna do a creature feature. So I think I'm gonna end up doing Open Water 3, Cage Dive. A lot of people don't know about that movie, and it's actually one of the. All right, if you watch the film, fast forward the first half an hour, get rid of the first half an hour, and start the film. Does unnecessary. Well, I'll talk about it, but yeah, I mean, check it out. Open Water 3 Cage Dive. It's on Tubi. Tubi right now is the home of all found footage. So if you want to see found footage horror,
you don't gotta even try and like convince nobody because in your show, it's not about movies you love. Is the movie lost or is it found? So judging by your reaction, I kind of know what you're leading.
It has some some sinkers.
He didn't like it.
I won't say anymore, but yeah, definitely watch it though.
All right, well, let's go, Joe. How about you, sir? What you got? What you got? I mean, I know what it is, obviously. But
we got the season finale. We got the season finale. This is it. We're getting to the end. I got fucked up for like the last couple weeks because of doing this show, but you know, season finale for the movies that fucked me up.
It's funny, man. You get fucked up, but when I'm like working on your videos, full disclosure, I've only seen 2 of these films out of your whole catalog. As I'm, researching it for the video, I'm like, holy shit! I'm glad I didn't see these fucking films.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes, so good.
And we're gonna start promoting it. September 22nd, another live stream. What's gonna be the topic? We're gonna go folklore and urban legend horrors.
That's right, guys. We're bringing back the Chupacabra and the Jersey Devil. Let's go, Horror Fiend TV.
What you mean, no melonheads?
Yes, but I don't want to. If I'm gonna announce everything that's awesome, I'll be here like I'll be like Chris Jericho reading off his 1,001 holds. GR knows that one.
Yeah. You made the list.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us one more time for Horror Fiend TV. Please, again, give us a like. We would greatly appreciate that. It really does help. And with that being said, I'm Ricky Grimes. We got JR, and we got the and we got the psychologist. Joe, my boy. Look at GR. Fun fact, when fucking JR watched the video for Salo or 120 Days of Sodom, Joe's video, fucking this guy puked, bro. He couldn't take all that talk about shit, man. I couldn't believe it. This guy
he did?
Yeah. Nah. Fucking shit, but he saw your video, he's like, oh god, he's like hurled all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
did a little bit. Yeah, I did. And Rick watched the whole time.
I at least kept it in and swallowed it, so.
Because you're a true horror fan. That's what horror fans do.
That's what horror fans do.
All right, guys. With that said, thank you very much again, Ricky Grimes, JR the boss, the psychologist Joe. Please give us that sub. We would greatly appreciate that. With that being said, stay scared. Watch out for dwarves.